Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing another video review from my dude Stallion again. People are always going to be like, "Oh, why do you watch Stallion's videos?" Because he's the only guy that does videos like this that I know of. There's literally nobody else but Run the Film Market, maybe. But in regards to specific game mechanics and showing the specifics between everything, Stallion is the only guy that I know that actually does it. So that's why I like to review his videos. And I always tell you guys to subscribe to his channel because this guy actually understands the game. He understands what should work, what shouldn't work, blah, 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 right? So that's why I like to react to his videos. So this video today is going to be the real reason why dropback is OP. You're going to see it's going to be the exact explanation. I haven't even watched this video yet. I'm at 152 because I wanted to see at the point where he started talking about the actual game mechanics and stuff, right? This is my thoughts, right? It's gonna be the comeback and defense, low depth, and then the drop back. All of those together, right? Because if you're unbalanced and you if you're unbalanced and you tell your players to come back in defense, it's not the same thing as telling them to drop back, right? So, let's just see where this video goes. I don't like using drop back anymore because it just disgusts me how overpowered it is. Like, you guys know how I am. There's certain things where I'm just like, this is just too much. Like the Coqueta, it's at the 18. You guys will barely see me use it because it just annoys me how like effective it is. The defenders don't react to it. You guys know how I am when it comes to FIFA gameplay, right? So let's go check out his video.
As well on either of those channels, on Twitter, Twitch. Maybe you can keep doing it on YouTube. Doesn't matter. But nonetheless, the video I wanted to talk about today is drop back, and not necessarily how it's OP. We all know it's OP. Dropping back as a tactic, aka the old school parking the bus mentality. But I want to talk about what makes it OP, because it's more than just, the AI is OP, therefore drop back is OP. That's not only it. There's more things at play, right? Because the AI was pretty good defensively in FIFA 17, but it was not as effective to park the bus for other reasons, which we're going to get into right
Especially
now.
the low depth.
So why? Why do people choose to use drop back? Why such a popular tactic? Obviously, the main reason, AI is OP. Makes sense. AI is OP. It's going to make drop back OP because you have more AI players behind the ball to cover spaces for you, etc., etc. But first things first, passing is easy. Passing being easy makes drop back a viable alternative, even more so than it is, in two ways. Number one, counterattacks. Counterattacks are easy.
This is such a big thing with defenders. The poor agility, man. Like I can see a goal the other day, which I'll probably show you guys after this video. That just really pissed me off in regards to the control that I was doing my player and how he reacted in the game.
Because passing is easy. Drop back is a tactic that requires you to give up possession a lot of the time and counterattack fast. If you can counterattack fast, it's also because passing is extremely easy. Therefore, it makes this a viable tactic for you to use. At the same time, another reason why passing being easy pushes people to use drop back, other than the fact that, they can counter fast, is also the fear. The fear of, defending something well, but the game lifts a pass that you had blocked and makes it go through your defender. The game makes a pass that you block go through your legs, and your opponent is through on goal. When you know passing is easy, and there's not much you can do about it sometimes, because the game, resets trajectories. And again, I've made countless videos on passing to show exactly specifically what I mean in the past. So if you
He's talking about like the passes where like they do lift passes past the defenders. You don't deserve to get that pass through because you're not specifically doing that lift pass. And thank God it's not a specific mechanic, because that would be really overpowered, first of all, because I know that defenders don't react well to the ball in the air. If you flick up, if you do like, the only thing that they respond to is the rainbow flicks, and even the rainbow flicks are a little bit off, but they just get the ball easily from rainbow flicks.
You don't get what I mean, and you haven't seen my previous videos, check out the passing videos I'm talking about. But again, the fear itself means that, drop back is going to look that much juicier as an option to use, because you have more men behind the ball that can block more passes. Even though they can still go through, you're decreasing the chances of passing, of bad passes working against you. In a good game where passing was punished and rewarded accordingly, you wouldn't need drop back as a guarantee for you to block a bad pass. You would just block a bad pass regardless, right? Manual defending not being rewarded. If you're gonna put yourself in a situation like I do a lot of the time, because I don't play drop back, where you're gonna have to defend with your center backs or only one CDM while your opponent is running towards your box, I do it because I am confident in my defending. But even when I'm confident in my defending, I still won't get rewarded enough because a shot will go through my legs, a pass will go through my legs, I'll tackle and the ball will go back to him, right? So when you don't reward manual defending, you make me not want to proactively defend. You make me not want to defend the way most people should defend, with only your defense and your one or two CDMs. Instead, you make me want to defend with my cams on drop back. Not that I do, but you make me want to choose that as a tactic, and you make everyone want to do that. And it also goes back to the board defender agility. In a 1v1 situation on FIFA 17 or any old FIFA, I'd be very, very confident in marking you, right? If you got past me, you deserved it because you skilled me, you juked me, whatever you want. But I could track you really well. Now, defender agility is not as good as dribbling. Dribbling has evolved. It's bad in the sense that we have hesitation animations that I talk about in previous videos, but overall, you have more range of movement in dribbling nowadays because it's more modern, but defender agility hasn't kept up, making manual defending not as good as it should be, right? Therefore, another reason why many people select drop back. The nutmegs we've already touched upon a little bit with passing, with shooting, but if those happen so consistently, why would you put yourself in a situation where they can happen even more often? And when they do happen, they're going to cost you a hell of a lot more. Because if you're on drop back, right? Say your whole defense is in the box, the CDMs are on the edge of the box, and you're defending with your cams. If it goes through his legs, it's not going to hurt you as much if it goes through your center back's legs, right? Because your center back is pretty much your last man. And with drop back, you're not really going to defend with your center backs as often. Therefore, drop back makes nutmegs less effective. If your game just didn't have nutmegs and rewarded good interceptions, less people would also need drop back as an option. And then, of course, no balance in 1v1 situations versus brainless attacks. So, right, in my last video, there were a lot of clips that showed how I broke down my drop back using opponent many times, created many 1v1 situations, and missed, right? So you made 1v1s extremely difficult in the sense that even when you get there, you don't score. Whereas brainless attacks, and this is what I refer to them to, often since FIFA 18, one of the most viable ways to score is pass into the striker, turn, shoot. Even though there's a defender right in front of you, it'll go through him, it'll go right by him. You'll get a rebound and get a better shot, stuff like that. That stuff happens. That stuff goes in more consistently than 1v1s, or at least that's what it feels like. The balance is not correct, and therefore, if that's the case, the best way to limit these chances is to go drop back, right? And then the only way you can concede at that point are like 1v1 situations, which your opponent has to break you down for, and even then they're not consistent. But this last point is going to be more clear when the video is over. So first things first, I want to talk about FIFA 18 clips because this is where it stems from, right? So here's some old clips from FIFA 18. I didn't record these recently. They're just old. And here's my goal, right? Nothing really wrong with this goal, but this is what I talk about with defender agility, right? All I do here is take a touch and shoot. Most likely, I didn't account for this gap that I ended up having. It's just I shot for the sake of shooting. I didn't take into account my surroundings. And this is a type of thing where I'm confident that there's more of a chance the shot gets blocked in FIFA 17. Not because the AI is stronger in 17, but because defender agility is better in relation to touches and dribbling. Therefore, he would have been able to cover this space right here. Boom, a lot faster in FIFA 17 with a better responsiveness, right? I just think it's not a bad goal, but at the same time, it's one of them where my opponent can't do much. And this one is much more clear. I shot for the sake of doing a driven shot here. As you can see from the slow-mo, straight through his legs, right? So again, a case of me shooting for the sake of shooting. Me shooting a block shot where he's standing there, regardless of whether he's selecting him. A lot of people say you have to select him. No. You do have to select him, right, to tackle, but you can't punish someone, just because he's not selecting them. You have to punish me for shooting a block shot.
Yeah,
just let this shoot his leg, and then if he's not selecting him, he's going to be super passive afterwards or something. Yeah. I don't know. But you have to punish me.
The same thing like with me the other day when I scored my second one, where I was like, yeah, that doesn't warrant a goal yet, because the positioning of the defender, right, went through his legs, and I was like, yeah, I didn't get it yet, I didn't get it yet.
Because I'm shooting.
We're talking about in a perfect world where EA's game is actually balanced, by the way, is because, you know.
blocked shot. That comes first, regardless of who he's selecting. Maybe the solution to that is that the AI becomes so bad that I know he's not selecting him, so I dribble up. He doesn't really move fast, and then I have the angle, right? But I can't just shoot and expect it to go through him because he's not selecting him. No, I have to create an angle. Then we can talk about who's selecting who. Here again, another case, pretty obvious. Shot into Ramos, goes through his legs, bounces up Ferdinand. When this type of stuff happens, you want to put as many people behind the box as possible, right? Because you're not punishing bad shot choices. Here again, we're going to have a slow-mo here, and you can tell from the slow-mo that this is a shot that was initially blocked, and he doesn't do the slide tackle. It's hard to prove, but anyone who's played enough FIFA knows that when you hold L2 and you mark, sometimes the player you're holding L2 to jockey with defensively does automatic animations like this guy here. And this was not a manual slide tackle to the left. This is the game automatically trying to cover a shot for him, except
with the cursor on him too.
He's covering somewhere I was never going to shoot. Had he stood still, this shot gets blocked. And I got punished for driven shotting for the sake of driven shotting because it's FIFA 18.
I like that he's scoring these driven shots.
Right? If he stays still,
he's in the hot spots every time, but he's talking about how the defenders are reacting to it. Like, there's specific shots you take where you do not warrant an opportunity yet. And I'll show you guys after this video as well. I'll show you which one. It was the two things I'm going to show you guys. I was going to show you guys the agility with defenders and then that. So I'm going to try to remember that.
It's blocked. If stuff like this happens, of course you're going to want to play drop back, right? Because you're not rewarded for manually blocking somewhere, for being at the right place at the right time.
It's true, because if he wasn't, like, this is FIFA 18, but this stems to FIFA 19 too. Like, if he wasn't controlling the guy, maybe he would have done a better block. It's weird, right?
You're not punished, right? When you know you're playing against someone who won't get punished if he takes a block shot, you're gonna want to limit those situations and play drop back. Here, a horrific pass, horrific pass, because it's a through ball when he's not close.
He's not in an area to do it yet. He's right.
It's enough to Ferdinand to account for overtaking him with pace. Also,
it's a very bad pass, actually,
to Nainggolan, or my Ferdinand should be active enough. But this is a good example. This also relates to a lot of the passing examples I had in my passing videos.
If you guys play this game, you guys understand why this doesn't warrant an opportunity. At no point when he gets to this space right here does doing a Y pass warrant an opportunity. It doesn't make sense that he gets this ball.
Videos, and he somehow gets through. Ferdinand is super active.
Good that he finished though. Right? Really good that he finished that near post. But
these sort of passes happen, and I'm not playing park the bus. At that point, my thing is like, all right, I'm going to go park the bus. My defense is going to be here. My CDMs are going to be here. My cams are going to be here. So good luck breaking that down with that pass. If these passes happen, then obviously people's reaction is going to be, let me put more people behind the ball. And this is one of the worst goals I've ever conceded, in the sense that when I looked at it, I was like in shock. So this is the moment.
Another one that doesn't deserve it. Like, this is just insane too. Like, this pass doesn't make sense because of the reaction. It's like, why would you make that pass? There's no area that makes sense where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna make that pass.
He presses.
I actually think he doesn't even try to pass to him right here. I think he tries to do a pass to this guy right here, because if he does it to this guy, that's just off.
That's right. And at first, I was like, is he doing a 1-2 with Pogba?
Yeah.
Regardless of that, the ball goes to Ronaldo. And regardless of the fact that whether he's aiming for Ronaldo or not, it doesn't matter if you're aiming for Ronaldo. He's clearly blocked. He's not really making an intention to run this way. Even if he was, this angle is insane. Right foot, first-time shot with Messi. 4-star weak foot. It's not that big of a, even if a 5-star weak foot player or a right-footed player.
The video is him proving why drop back is like the thing, right? Because the way that his team is set up right now, right?
Player did this pass. These two should be more than active enough to block this pass, right? It's just not a good pass because Ronaldo's behind them. But what happens is extraordinary. I get auto switched to the wrong dude. I get auto switched to Rijkaard, I believe, whereas I think it was Benatia or something, doesn't. I don't get blocked, selected into him, which would have given me a shot to maybe intercept this, but probably not. And they're both inactive.
The pass that he makes there, it just doesn't make sense that he gets this ball. You wouldn't, a normal person that plays this game for the specifics would never make that pass.
And it's just a bad pass, right? You gotta punish this pass first. Like I showed in my previous videos, how in FIFA 17 this sort of pass would have probably gone to him, or him, or him. and they would have been active, he would have been active, he would have been inactive. But because it's FIFA 18, he's active and my CBs are inactive, and a bad pass results in a goal. But here we go into, so again, when passing is this easy, that instills fear, right? Like I said, not only does easy passing make counterattacks more viable, so drop back becomes a more viable tactic, it also creates fear. I'm scared of these passes happening a lot. I was scared in FIFA 18, and I was scared, and I'm still scared in FIFA 19 because they're bad passes. So because of this fear, I'm like, I need to put as many people behind the ball and make it that much harder for these passes to work. Now here in FIFA 19, these next couple of clips are me manually defending. Here I'm manually defending with Varane, and you could tell with my jockey movement. Perfect manual defending. I'm right in front of him, goes through my legs, right? So if this type of things happened, needless to say that it takes away my desire to manually defend, and it makes me think, all right, let me defend with my striker and go drop back and cover with that, because even if I manually cover it, I think my AI is going to have more of a shot to block it than myself. Here, I'm manually jockeying with Kondobe, you could tell. A horrific shot through my legs.
With two guys in front?
If these types of things happen, of course, drop back is going to be a more viable option, or not even more viable, more attractive. More people are going to go for it, because
it's crazy
when all else fails.
It's crazy with that lunge mechanic, man, because it just looks like he's opening his legs for you, you know?
Go that. Now, these are examples of clips where I break down someone who does AI defending. Not AI defending, but drop back.
That's from his last video.
Some of these, not all of these should have been goals, but you could see the work I put in to create the chances, and we'll get,
if defensive AI is effective, those should be goals.
Back to that. Here, a really good play where we pretty much used every single type of pass, and we ended up breaking them down.
I think
as you would have seen in my previous video about goalkeeper movement,
there it is.
I don't score this, right? Which is unfortunate.
Small little manual goalkeeping. I've preached to them to not add manual keeping next year, because this year is like a waste of time now, right? But next year, you know.
As we look at yet another chance. Actually, no, this is the clip which showed how he moved his keeper to the other side, and he still saved it. And then here in this clip, I think
this one's an obvious one too, where
we break him down always from the left flank, and we cut inside. That's where my 4-3-3 gets pretty deadly usually. And we just patient here, and we still miss that, right? So when that type of stuff doesn't work, and in the same game this works, right? Because I'm not playing drop back, right?
Which is fine to concede, by the way. Is like, that's fine. It's just not fine that he didn't score the other three.
I'm not playing drop back, so he's able to do this sort of brainless attack, right? One pass to Neymar, touch, shoot.
The agility from the defender is just really poor. You think it's the player doing this, but it's not. I'm going to show you guys the example afterwards.
That's all he did. If this type of stuff works, and my 1v1 doesn't work, of course I'm gonna want to play drop back, because I don't play drop back, which means these types of attacks become more viable. And why do they become more viable? Because defender agility isn't good. I didn't do well here to defend, but I guarantee you in FIFA 17, I never give him this angle to shoot, because defender agility is great. It's great, and I can cover this a lot more easily. Not to mention the fact that I probably had like 20 minutes of input delay here. We know.
If you have good gameplay, I'm going to keep stressing this, but if you have good gameplay, the agility with the players and defending is perfectly fine. It's the thing I always talk about. It's the transitioning left and right with them. The controls actually come off when the gameplay is good. Big if, man. It's a big if with bad and good gameplay.
We know how gameplay always feels awful most of the time anyways nowadays. So, you know, add into the fact connection, and that already makes it hard to...
I really don't think it's connection.
Track him. Add to the fact that defender agility is nowhere near as good relative to dribbling now as it was in FIFA 17, so it's harder to track. And it's too easy to score these brainless attacks. So, how do you stop these brainless attacks to work? How do you make a simple pass, turn, and shoot stop from working as much? You go drop back. Because that takes away so much more space when this guy might have been here, center back here, and then I have two CDMs here ready to react to when he turns and shoot. And even if I miss him with a CDM, I have another line of players, as opposed to not playing drop back, and I have nothing to protect me from if I mess up with my defenders, right? There's nothing anymore here, right? So again, there's nothing wrong with this goal. But relative to the 1v1s, if it's this easy to turn and shoot because connection is bad, defender agility is bad, etc., and then 1v1s miss when I do break down, is it obvious? I think it's pretty obvious. Let me know what you guys think. I hope I made myself clear. And on that note, boys, we'll see you next time. Peace.
So I just want to show you guys the opportunities or the spaces that I'm talking about here. I'm gonna see if I can find them right away. And then obviously, if it takes too much time, then we'll just leave it there. So that's a recording from that game I played. It was not this game. It was probably this one. Okay, so it's probably not this one. Oh, lots of names here. It's not that guy. Okay, so it's not that one either. So it's probably this one right here. So let me just do that. Okay, so the warranted opportunities is like this, right? So the one that he's talking about where it goes through the player's leg, you'll probably be able to hear me. I say good goal at first just because of like the 2 or 3 things that I did, but then I was like, yeah, I don't know about that one, right? So it was like right about, was a second one right here. This opportunity right here, there it is. So let's just see if he's using the cursor on the player here. Okay, let's just watch that. Let's just see. Willian. Oh, chance. Good goal. Yeah, the a cursor switches if you take the shot. So I don't know if it's. Oh, chance. So it switches before, I think, right? I wish I could slow this down. It could be a switch from him, or it could not be a switch from him. But this is an informed Van Dijk, right? This shot obviously doesn't warrant the angle yet. And when I took the shot, good goal, it went through his legs, and I say good goal at first, but then I was like, this player was in front though. I don't know about that one, but I don't know about that one. This player was in front there. See? I gotta be fair. Like if I score a shit goal, I score a shit goal, right? But the one that I want to show, was it the? So it was the shot between the legs. Oh, and the defending. So I'm gonna show you guys this one, this goal that I conceded. This is I blame this more on bad and good gameplay than I do. I blame this more on bad and good gameplay than I do like blame it on EA's specific mechanics of agility with defenders. Because if my gameplay is good, I can transition left and right properly, right? So we played this guy. This is the guy that we did in the video yesterday, right? And then there's two different factors towards this, right? So there's a goal that we score. It's not this game. Which one is a game that pissed me off, man? It wasn't this one then, but maybe it's this one. Okay, definitely not. The lower tier divisions, the fullback in, you know, recharge. Nope. To like, I think it was this one specifically. Yeah, it was this one. So we ended up scoring like this goal right here, right? This is a Division 1 match. We're facing this team right here. No. When there's this is the team we ended up facing, right? Obviously, they're so low, you know. Obviously, a God Squad with that. Obviously, very, very good team, right? So we face this team, and I'm like, okay, well, whatever. We're just gonna play normally. So I get really hyped when I score certain goals. You'll see right here specifically, right about so the 2-1, which is this one right here. We score with Charlison. So it's like around this area. Now this is an interesting attack. So that's the hot spot inside the 18. Driven shot across goal. Shouldn't even have to green time this, but it's whatever. I green time the shot. Score a nice time shot, right? 73rd minute. So they might. It's just a higher percentage to score those. You hear me say something about the kickoff specifically, you know. Hopefully, I don't concede a kickoff. That'd be great, right? Whatever. So kickoff isn't in play 2. Your players sometimes don't even intercept the ball from kickoff. It's that stupid. Goals, EA. There it is. Okay, so I have the controller on the screen, right? I have the controller on the screen. When you use football knowledge, you look at the specifics of the game, right? So you see the specific situation right here with Robin. He touches the ball with his right foot. or he touches the ball upwards. Robin doesn't have a good weak foot. He doesn't have a good weak foot. His weak foot's 2-star. So that's the knowledge you use when you get into the game, knowing that he doesn't have a good weak foot. People say that this is because of Pogba's agility and balance. His controls don't even come off of him moving. And it's like I said, and I'm going to keep emphasizing this, the transitioning, and it's like Stallion said with the agility. Agility is just better when the gameplay is good. If the gameplay is good, I can transition left, right, up, down properly, and my players won't drag. When your gameplay isn't good, guys, people need to realize this, okay? When your gameplay is not good, when someone does the drag back command, your players slide in the opposite direction, right? They will slide in the opposite direction, and this is the proof that I have for that specific thing. So right here at this moment, you can see that he pushes the ball up with Robin. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm gonna use my left stick to the left, the bottom left, right? Watch where Pogba is. Look at where Robin is. I'm gonna use the left stick with Pogba to the left, right? All right, still not good enough. Look at Pogba. He's still running up. Still running up. And now, at this point, I'm holding it down. I'm holding it down. But look at what he does in relation to the drag back. Slides upwards. My command was never doing that, right? Because he did that drag back, first of all, from a kickoff, and second of all, through bad transitioning because the gameplay wasn't great, right? He's going to do stuff like that. It's not because of his agility or balance. He's literally not responding to the commands I'm telling him to do, right? So if you see the situation right here, right? We'll just pause it again at that exact moment.
They've got numbers in this attack.
Gets his ball here, trying to block the middle there with Pogba. Right here, right? He pushes the ball upwards. What's my instinct? Look at my controller. My instinct is go downwards to the left side. That's it. It's over for him. He can't do anything with his left foot because of the commands that I am interpreting here, right? There's literally a 2-second gap here where he doesn't do what I ask him to do, right? And that's really, really bad. But this is what Stallion says is bad agility, but this is what I call bad gameplay. Because in good gameplay, I can transition perfectly in this situation, okay? It's the same thing with the attacking being good on the dribbles and whatever, the switching being good, blah, blah, blah. He gets into that space, look, left side, right? Left side. Going down completely to the left side, he keeps going upwards. He keeps going upwards. He keeps sliding upwards. Hopefully I don't concede a kickoff. That'd be specific. Let's see how the whole play played out. I had that. I knew he was going to come back too, chat. I knew he was going to come back, and I still couldn't block it, man. God, man. I worked so hard for my goals, EA. I was telling people, like, I knew that he was going to come back. And I did. You can see my commands. I'm going back. And it just didn't go back. So that's a combination of different things. That's a combination of bad gameplay, kickoff, blah, blah. I ended up tying that game too, but I should have definitely beat that guy. Especially, like, dude, he has a great team, right? It would have felt nice to score to beat that guy. But that's what Stallion is saying in regards to agility. Again, I don't think it's strictly agility. I just think it's bad in good gameplay because transitioning left and right is fine in good gameplay, in my opinion. So, and you guys know I've had this team since like the beginning of the year, except for the Pogbas and Laurent Blancs, but just in general, the transitioning left and right, even with Kyle Walker, who has poor agility and balance, his transitioning left and right when the gameplay is good is awesome, right? So I blame it more on the gameplay than I do the actual agility, but should they themselves improve the agility of the defenders to compensate for their inconsistent gameplay? Because I know that they probably won't fix it, probably, but those are the examples that I want to show you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. Again, be sure to subscribe to Stallion's YouTube channel because this guy knows his stuff. Because he just wanted to show you guys why drop back's effective and why people use it because of the specific moments that happen in the game, right? So, but yeah, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, my dudes. Love you guys.